Welcome to Super Shoppers, the show that tracks down bargains and beats the brands.
I'm Andy.
I'm Anna. This time, we show you how you could save hundreds of pounds on your car insurance quote. The expensive beauty sprays that are just money down the drain.
You're telling me that these are just 2 little bottles full of water?
That's correct.
Who really makes supermarket yoghurt?
Talk, damn you. Give me the code!
And we lift the lid on the hidden world of brand licensing.
It's not all about the money. Yeah, right. Every year, that dreaded time comes around again when we have to fork out for our car insurance. And the prices just seem to go up and up and up.
But fear not, Super Shoppers, because we have found a curious loophole that means you could save hundreds of pounds.
That's right, but it doesn't just come from shopping around to try and find the best provider, but also by making sure you tick the right box when describing what it is you do for a living.
Oh, that's a write-off. Third-party fire and theft. Have you got insurance?
No.
There seems to be a million different insurance companies and a million different comparison sites out there promising to save you cash. The average car insurance in the UK in 2014 was £747, but some people pay thousands and thousands of pounds. Your premium is based on a whole range of factors, but what you do can have a big effect on what you pay.
All insurance companies grade job titles by risk based on data collected and claims made by drivers. They reckon that some jobs are more dangerous than others, which kind of makes sense, because if you're a mobile lion tamer, for example, your insurance is probably going to be higher than a priest. But what will help you is choosing your job title carefully.
You do have to be honest when describing your job. You can't claim to be something that you're not, as that invalidates your insurance. Most insurers have predefined job titles, but there may be more than one that accurately describes what you do.
Let me put in TV presenter, because, look, there's cameras here and everything. I don't even live here. This is all fake. Right, Pete?
Yeah. So if I type TV presenter into a few websites, then I'm looking at paying, on average, £3,000 a year. But I'm also a journalist on Super Shoppers, so let's see what happens if I try that.
Wow, OK. On average, I would be paying £816 a year for my insurance. That means that I'd be saving over £2,000, and I'm still using an equally accurate job description. I wonder why they think TV presenters are such dangerous drivers.
We tried this with a range of jobs on both price comparison websites and individual insurers, and found lots of examples of how you can save cash.
So say, for example, you're a teacher. That sounds pretty responsible, doesn't it? Actually, let's say you're a music teacher. Music teachers pay, on average, £655 a year. But what if we take away the musical instruments and just call yourself a teacher? Well, in that case, you only pay £622 a year on average. And that's a saving of about £33.
And using kitchen worker instead of chef also saves money, nearly 150 quid.
So a housewife technically doesn't have paid employment, but as we all know, they work harder than most. Missed a bit, Anna, actually.
Oh, right.
But whatever you do, don't put down when you're going for your car insurance that you're unemployed, because otherwise you could end up paying over £1,000 for your car insurance. However, if you put in homemaker, you save yourself over 200 quid. There you go, Anna. Saved you some money.
So if you're car insurance costs are driving you mad, a different job description might save you money when your car careers off the road.
If you aspire to be one of these slim, beautiful people, tackling tough terrain in your day-glow, dynamic, downright sexy running shoes, then you're not alone. 1 in 5 of us now runs regularly, and the UK running shoe market is worth a cool £2 billion.
For a sport that involves nothing more than our own two legs, companies sure are working up a sweat to sell us high-tech running gear. And what we wear on our feet has evolved from this to this.
Now, you can pay a staggering £300 plus for a pair of running shoes, and many brands make claims about performance and injury prevention. But are top-of-the-market trainers really any better than a pair of supermarket sneakers?
Can be a workout just choosing. And how do you know what to look for before you set foot on the tarmac or treadmill? And how do you know what to pay? Increasingly, running shoe companies offer gait analysis, scrutinising the way your foot hits the ground on a treadmill to identify whether you do something called under or overpronation. Because most of the big brands of running shoes will tell you this can cause you an injury, and then they'll sell you specific shoes to compensate at a price.
But what is overpronation? And do we need to spend all that extra money to put it right?
Professor of Physiotherapy Roger Carey should have the answers, and he's not wearing fancy trainers. What's going on?
Pronation is just the term that's used to describe the position of the midfoot.
Right.
So when you look at your foot, you'll see an arch, and the degree of fall, if you like, of the arch is what's called pronation. So overpronation is when your feet look flat. The shoes that claim to counterbalance pronation and to provide some support in the sole of the foot.
Asics UK had a turnover of nearly £70 million in 2014. They offer you gait analysis so they can sell you the right shoe. But if you then decide not to buy from them, they'll hit you with a £20 bill. But of all the mainstream brands Professor Roger looked at, he identified Asics' website claims of the right shoes helping reduce the risk of injury and improving running efficiency as the most questionable. So is this big brand giving us the runaround?
What benefit is there to people who have overpronation to buy shoes specifically to counterbalance it?
What we understand at the moment is there's no real benefit at all to doing that. Turns out that when you actually study the rate of injury in, for example, runners, and compare those who've had adjustment to their overpronation compared to those who don't, it doesn't really make any difference at all.
And according to Roger, trainers that tackle overpronation may actually have an adverse effect on your feet.
The other thing we now know is that not only doesn't help anything, but it could actually also increase your risk of injury by trying to play around with your foot position too much.
Really? So don't be sucked in by the marketing jargon about mechanics and analysis when it comes to running shoes. Just stick to the basics.
So if somebody is buying a new shoe, what should they be looking for?
First of all, how comfortable it is for them.
Yeah.
So it's got to feel nice.
Right.
It's got to support your heel, so there's no movement in your heel, so you're not going to get blisters. And there's got to be lots of room in the toe box, the front of the shoe.
And also the trainer obviously has to look amazing.
Of course.
So this just sounds like common sense.
Over the last few decades, we've got totally carried away with what you should look for in a running shoe.
So even if they cost 20 quid or if they cost 100 quid, as long as they're comfortable for you.
Absolutely. If
Roger,
they
how
feel
much are
right.
yours?
These were £19.99 actually. I've run hundreds of miles in them and they keep going, and when they eventually wear down, disintegrate, I'll just buy some more for £19.99.
And where did the professor buy his 20 quid pair from? Aldi.
In that case, this 95 quid pair can just jog on. Might as well go for the cheapies, which leaves enough money left over for a kebab. I mean, a kale salad. Yum.
Asics responded to say they stood by their advice for customers to undertake a gait analysis to ensure they are purchasing a product that fits their individual needs. They also state that they believe their shoes, if chosen correctly for an individual's biomechanical needs and used in conjunction with the correct training techniques, can help to reduce the risk of injury.
looks nice.
Oh. Well, this is my seaweed deep cleansing facial wash for combination skin.
Well, I see your seaweed facial wash, and I raise you a caffeine eye roll.
Oh, really?
Yep.
But can you do volcanic ash exfoliator?
Hello! Repairing skin cream with bee venom.
Well, see your bee venom, and I'm saying fish eggs, caviar eye cream. Beat that.
You win.
We all love fancy cosmetics, and we spend £17 billion a year on them. But there's one luxury product on the market that sounds too good to be true. Water. Literally water.
Mineral water you spray on your face for about £7 a bottle.